I live by a code of silence understood by few. I was taught to desecrate enemy spots and leave them boxed by the pew. Linen scented old English weed and gun residue. Men flee and women glance when big cat fall through. Ain't no white flag waving, just declarations of war. Yellow taping, sharp tracing of the bodies on the floor. I'm the hate made, I'm the indigent and poor. I went from innocent to militant and riding to the core. Miseducation, discrimination, and scorn from a nation. Add project bricks and segregation in the makings of a gangster. Fuck your mule and 40 acres, I need reparation. Pay before that trip to Amistad, the murders, rape, and hangings. How you look down on my banging when you cause what I'm claiming? I can study Uncle Sam to learn the rules of engagement.
Listen, we coming at you, man. It's not a game, man. It's not a joke, man. We talking about these senseless killers, man. We talking about these teens death, man. We talking about the new wave, new generation rappers that's dying in the game, man. Why? Why is that, TV Land? Why? This is the topic of the day, man. So in the in-house studio today, man, at home, I'm here, relaxed, and I'm talking to my daughter, man, getting her opinion because she's from this generation. When things happen out here, man, for example, as a father, as a devoted father, when I hear gunplay and I have to turn on my phone and I see these videos, no matter what city you're in, I don't care if it's Chicago, New York, it don't matter. As a father, the first thing I think about is my sons. I think about my boy's securities. I got to call my son and tap in with him and find out where he at. You know, where is he and my actual godson, man, you know, which is his best friend that grew up with in my household with him, which is by the name of AP. He just lost his father, man. You know, shout out to their family. You know, rest in peace. He just lost his father through gunplay. And his father was, you know, an OG like myself, man, and he got shot up, gunned down, man, you know. And man, I'm not having it, man. Like I say, heaven forbid, man. I cannot have something happen to mine, man, out here based on these streets. When I gave my life to these funky ass streets, man, and then I was able to, you know, turn around and survive through it and then retire myself. Not the streets retire me. I retired myself. See, it's the difference when the streets retire you. So let me break that down and kind of give you a difference. You can be retired by the streets in a couple of forms. Death, life in prison, or snitching. Ruin your whole reputation. Based on where everything you built, you can ruin your reputation, man, by your name being sabotaged in a variety of ways. So I was able to retire myself. Like a lot of generals, like a lot of OGs in the streets, man, who was in the game once upon a time, they retired themselves. That's why you don't see them. They fell back. They take care of their families. You know, they here. Don't get it twisted. They here. You just don't see them from a visual standpoint because they fell back, man, because they playing by the rules.
They not in the field no more where everybody else at.
Yeah, no, it's play by the rules, baby. It's called playing by the rules. Some of us who are retired or some of us who are OGs are not really playing by the rules. So that's why you see a lot of buffoonery on the internet. There's OGs, there's older cats, man, who come from that era, who know better, know certain things you don't supposed to say on the internet, certain things you don't supposed to do on the internet. So they with the buffoonery and the fuckery. So they're not playing by the rules. Then you got us cats who play by the rules, like your father. I live it. I speak it and I live it. I play by these rules to the death of me because that's what I know. That's what I was taught. That's what I teach y'all. So it's like I don't know no other way than how to be a man but being a man because my father taught me how to be a man. My uncles taught me how to be a man. The streets conditioned me to be a man. See, I was able to have that upbringing from home first, which is fortunate for me. A lot of cats didn't have that opportunity. They didn't get the opportunity to start at home first and be taught. The streets had to condition them. It was individuals in the streets, other men who mentored them, who conditioned them. And you know, so some of us
condition them to the wrong things.
Some get conditioned to the wrong things. Some get the opportunity to get conditioned to the right things.
Yeah, depending on who.
But the key is today, like I said, man, a lot of you kids out there, a lot of you teens, camera 2 and camera 1, a lot of you teens out there that's rebelling against your parents, man. Thinking that your parents don't know what they're talking about, man. Think about one thing. How can I sit here and question what my mama or my daddy don't know what they talking about if my mom and my daddy is still here and they survived through the midst of the shit that they had to go through? Think about that. Just think about that analogy alone. So how could you question that, or how could you question your parents? Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. This is a new era, new generation. Yeah, certain things in this new era, new generation we may not know per se, But as a parent, we know what the hell we're talking about as a parent. When it comes to the love, the unconditional love of being a father or being a mother to your child, parents know, man. And to you dudes out there, man, of America, I don't know what's wrong with you sorry ass Negroes out there, man, that's not a father to your kids, man, that's just not a protector to your daughter, man, they won't put your foot down on your daughter ass, man, for doing wrong or being wrong, when it's your guidance and it's your uplifting, man, it's gonna make her become what she is when she get to that certain age. So I don't understand why you dudes don't understand that, man, and understand that it's our responsibility. As a father, bro. Despite it's our. Let me tell you something. Just to share a little personal things with you guys, because it was funny. My daughter mentioned it, and she opened up personally and mentioned it, because I was going to just leave that all to them and their show. Once their show launched, but she decided to open up and tell you guys. But yeah, man, as a father, you can have the perfect world set up for your kids. Like I said, my kids are suburban raised. They ain't never lived in an apartment in their life, ever, ever, ever. They don't know what apartments feel like to live in an apartment. They've never lived in an apartment. They never lived in a cramped up, small environment setting. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I made sure I provided for them, and they had the best of everything. Everything. I commuted and dedicated myself for 9.5 straight years. From the suburbs to the city, an hour and a half, every single day, 5 days a week, from the age of 5 years old until they were about 14, 15, till they got in the eighth.
Like
no, 7th, 8th grade, baby, 7th, 8th grade.
I was in Texas for 8th grade.
This is my point. I commuted for 9 straight years to take them to an all bilingual school. My daughter speaks Spanish. Give me a little something.
Dang, Dad, you gotta tell me what to say. You can't just put me on that. I don't know what to say after my head. Hola, mi nombre es Nina y yo hablo español.
What she said is her name is Nina and she speaks Spanish fluently. I took them to school, to all bilingual school. And it's crazy because I was so proud of my kids, because my babies was the only 2 out of 5 African-American kids who were in that school, all predominant Hispanic and a couple of Chinese, a couple of Koreans. But my kids, it was 5 African-American kids when we started out. Mm-hmm. They were in kindergarten, 5. When we finished, guess how many was left? None but the twins. My twins were the only 2. Actually, I take that back, it was 3. Yeah. Another little young girl, she was kind of half-breed. She was Hispanic and black. Yeah. But she kind of had the best of both worlds, though. Yeah. But my kids were pure African and Asiatic Israelites in an all predominant bilingual school from day one for kindergarten. I'm talking about from the day that I took them to school to drop them off. When they came home that evening, they were speaking Spanish, man. Shocked the hell out of me. Just that fast. That's how much you guys sharp, how much your mind can sponge up to things in this era, this generation that we didn't have as kids coming up. So that was my starting point right there. I knew that I was really on to something, and what I was doing as far as preparing my kids for this future today, I knew that I was on the right path. And so I stayed with it. But here's where I made my mistake as a parent, you guys. I'm a single father. Fortunate, I raised my kids by myself. I went through an unbalancing up and down situation as far as relationship. I ended up raising my kids by myself. Not getting into the depths of that, but I've been a devoted father from birth. I pulled her out of her mother's womb, basically. She shot into my hand, just like this football. I said, come on. I told her, Mom, shut all that hollering. Come on, let's get this over with. Let's go. Dr. Brown, stand over there. I got this. I'm in Daniel Memorial Freeman Hospital in Centinela, man. True fact, true story, 202, man. I did this, man, with these bare hands. This little girl and her brother, me, right here. So I say it to say, as a parent, man, loving my kids the way I do, I love my kids hard, man, and unconditional, because they are my life. You know, they were the changing in my life. My firstborn, my first son, little BJ, was the change in my life in the beginning. He was that was the seed that was planted. But I still didn't settle myself, and I didn't settle down to a point to nurture myself to where I was able to give all of me to him like I ended up giving it to them, because God put me in this position. It was that time. You know, I was still wild. I was in my 30s back then. You know, I was stupid rich, you know, from the street perspective. So it was like, you know, he had everything materialistic wise, but I didn't give him all of me. And that's the part of my life that I missed from my firstborn son. But when it comes to my twins, they got all of me, every piece of me, because I sacrificed everything to make sure that I give them what I was missing from my first situation. So I gave them all of me, good, bad, everything. And you, like I'm saying, you can have the perfect setup, the perfect home. My kids weren't wanting for nothing. They had no reason in the world to rebel or leave from a 5-bedroom home of theirs, their own bedroom, own everything, go-karts, dirt bike, you name, toys. My son had every damn game you can name, every electronic game. My kids didn't want, man, bottom line. As a parent, as a father, and a mother, we make our mistakes. You know, things happen, but just know that it's not your fault. It's not our fault that we live in a world where it's so vastly open of temptations, destruction to our kids rebelling and, you know, pulling away from what's right and what's taught to them, because it's the world we're in. And until I came to a conclusion where I was able to understand that, and then, like I said, go back to my biblical teaching of what was taught to me by my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, being a little bitty baby and hearing it, that we living in a world of revelations. I mean, that's just the bottom line. We're living in revelations. So when I start really feathering that and really saying, damn,
I just caught on what you said.
Looking at the things around us, you know, for example, animals are not being normal animals no more. You got abnormal animals. You got crossover animals crossing over and crossbreeding. Like, this shit is not normal. This is revelations.
Everybody making gay relationships normal. Everybody making drugs normal. All type of stuff. And in the Bible, it says that we're gonna experience that anyways, to where everything is chaos. Everything before the rapture comes. Like how everything is chaotic.
It's a build-up. That's right, it's a build-up.
And I just feel like I'm paying attention to all this and digging deep into it and really paying attention to everything that's happening with the election, with the COVID, with the lockdown, with everything.
So you know what that means then, right, baby? If they're showing it to you before the rapture, then that means you have a choice now. And that choice is, what you going to do? You going to go left?
Or you going to go right?
You're going to put on this red suit over here, you're going to put on your white wings. This is what life is telling us right now.
Yeah.
This is where we live in Revelation. And that's why I have a thorough understanding on what's going around us globally.
And then let me show you something, Daddy. People so what's the word? Blind, that they don't even see that they putting it in our face. We always talk about this, how they be putting it in our face. But people so ignorant, and my generation is just so blind that they don't pay attention to stuff like this.
Stay indoors. Tensions rise as we enter the 213th week of lockdown.
Grim new reality
emerges.
COVID-23 has mutated.
A movie trailer.
A movie trailer.
A horrifying new development today.
confirms the virus attacks the brain tissue.
So what did that tell you? They made a movie of this.
Worldwide death toll rises to over 110 million.
All infected Americans are being
The government
forced into
working.
quarantine camps.
Just like Ben in one,
I said it was coming. Sonic Bird movie.
Songbird.
Oh, Songbird. Okay, Songbird. Yeah.
And they said COVID-19. They used COVID-19. They didn't even use a subliminal. They used COVID-19.
Which means, well, they just straight telling you, right?
Yeah. Just like how you seen that movie 2012, right, Daddy?
2012.
where the whole world just everything started blowing up.
Yeah, different things.
I'm thinking about that, like, everybody said we're supposed to die in 2000. You know, this generation play too much. They don't take nothing serious. They like, we supposed to die in 2012. We do boo. I feel like even though people making memes and making jokes out of stuff that they showed us, just because it didn't happen don't mean it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They waiting. They throwing us off. 2000. I don't know if it's just me, but I thought like 2012, 2021.
Well, see.
You see how 2019 went, 2020 going.
Well, you have to understand something. First of all, no one can predict how the globe is going to erupt. Mm-hmm. No one. The scientists can give us a roundabout figure of a way how they may see it. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody make that prediction. Only one person in the world can make that prediction, and that's Allah himself. Mm-hmm. When Allah comes, when God comes, we gonna know. The damn world gonna know, baby. We will know the difference. We gonna know. Okay, is this man-made? Is this a man-made hurricane, or is this a man-made tornado storm slash that they putting out this? No, you're gonna know the difference between the rapture. Mm-hmm. He gonna part this damn sky like he said, man. And we literally going to feel him. We're going to feel the rapture. Mm-hmm. We're going to feel the spirit. We're going to know. You will know the difference, TV land. And if you don't know, damn it, you better prepare yourself to get ready to know because it's coming. Mm-hmm. You will know, man, when the rapture comes. But right now today, we're living in it. We're living in the revelations of it. So what we're saying in this topic is to just get ready and prepare yourself as a human being by spiritually getting ready, spiritually growing, spiritual growth within yourself, and not allow yourself to get caught up with a lot of this buffoonery that's going on in the world, man. Not getting caught up with a lot of the hype, because a lot of the hype is here to scare us, first and foremost. That's why this media is here. See, like that movie trailer. See, a lot of things, man, just as a filmmaker, from a film perspective, prime example, when you see movies like sci-fis, like I used to tell you guys when you were younger, in the business with me as well, when you see sci-fis and you see movies like that, it make you sit back and think like, damn, how
what made them come up with that?
Yeah, that idea.
That idea. That's what we thought when we seen The Purge. We like, how they think it is? And
the reason being is because A1, thorough research, A2, the logistics of it existing, meaning it really exists. Whether it exists in our time, did it happen in the past, but it exists, or is it going to happen in the future, but it exists. So they're able to take it and put it in a writing form and put it into a story form to be believable from a visual standpoint. So it's like a prediction.
Like, think about this. You know how when The Purge first came out, they was talking about how criminal doings is higher, like the numbers of the rating is higher, and poverty, the ratings for poverty is higher, to where it's at an all-time low, to where they gotta eliminate some people to where the world not losing as much money. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we coming to that. We already been coming to that, but now we finally got that stage to where that's what it is. Like, crime is at an all-time rate, and so is poverty.
So, as I was saying, man, as a parent, as a devoted father, and as a parent, you just have to, really, really realize where we at, at this stage of life and what's going on in life. You can't beat yourself across the head about a lot of things that's going on when it comes to our kids, because it is what it is, man. And I had to learn it myself, and I had to really, really, see for what it was worth myself. That, like, damn, because I was questioning myself for a minute. I'm like, damn, man, I know damn well it's not me, because I'm a father, and all my attention and everything is just good. I just want the best for my kids. I don't want my kids to have to go through nothing. I want, especially my son. Let me tell you something, man. We were on our way just about 4 years ago. I think my son was about 15, 14 then. We were coming in from somewhere. I stopped at the gas station. Me and her were in the truck. I told her, Nino, jump out and run across the street right quick, get the pizza. We'll scoop and pick you up when you come from the gas station. So me and Nino went to the gas station as he got ready to cross the intersection to go to the... Now, mind you, when I let him out of my car, I could see my baby. I would never drop him no damn way. I could see my baby.
And everything.
So when I dropped him and told him what to do, send him on his mission, I'm watching him before I even start getting the
Make sure
gas.
you know what you're
That
talking
he's
about.
going to his perimeters. As I'm watching him, I turn around, get ready to put the pump in the gas, but I stop because I look. I'm watching these funky damn sheriff watch my baby. So I'm watching them watch him. I said, man, they better not even think about jacking my son up. And I sure as shit, they going down the street like this. He's already standing right here. They go like this. And turn in the parking lot. So he crossed the street. They turn right around and put right up on my baby. One of them jumped right out. They jumped right out on him. Put him on the car. Nigga, I hauled ass from across that street from that gas station. I left her in the truck. I hauled ass straight up. And I ran and I just stopped until I got right in front of his face like this and said, what the fuck is you doing? Get them motherfucking hands off my son. Get off the car, son. And they looked at me because I was dead serious. I said, you want to handcuff somebody? You want to fuck with somebody? Fuck with me. I'm his daddy. And I put my son behind me. And they looked at me because they were shocked. And I said, man, you don't put your hands on him. You don't put him in no handcuff. You don't search him. He's 15, 14 years old, man.
No, Daddy, he was 12. They said they thought
Oh,
he
yeah,
was 18.
right. Yeah, I said, yeah, he's 12,
They
13
said
years
he's
old.
18 years old.
They said, well, he look like he's 18. I said, what?
I was bigger than my twin. He don't look no 18.
I said, man, let me tell you something, man. You messing with the wrong father's child right now, dude. I'm telling both of you boys right now, man. Mexican and white boy, you fucking with the wrong father's child. And I went there with them because I was dead serious. I would have lost my life that day for my son, or my kids, period. Because I don't play that, man, when it came down to the police harassment and the police harassing. And I done got harassed on a couple of occasions with them being with me. So, like I say, a lot of their experiences, they had to experience it, and they experienced it firsthand by seeing it through me. They seen that, okay, it ain't my daddy just tripping, or my daddy just be mad at the police, or my daddy just angry. These police really be on some bull crap. Like, my father didn't have his license straight, his insurance, everything. They still profiling.
Remember that time we was in the car? I think we was going to LA, and the police officer pulled you over. At first, you was playing. That was kind of funny how you reacted that day. You was playing it cool, and he started tripping, so you started tripping with him. And then he tried to make you get out the car. You started being nicer to him, and then he started being nicer to you. Like, man, he just want to pick for no reason. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah, you talking about when he threatened.
Yes, sir, because you wasn't even doing nothing. You was being cool. And then when you see he started tripping, you started tripping too.
Yeah, he threatened to take me to jail.
You like, take me to jail for what?
And I said, take me to jail. I said, fool. I said, let me tell you something, man. If I had my kids in the car, what you talking about, I'd be in handcuffs then.
He said, what's your name? You wrote out his name.
Yeah, I said, fool it. So what I had to do was, I had to be smart about it. Because if I would have kept on pressing him, he'd have took me to jail. He'd have called the people on my kids. So now the people that picked my kids up, now I'm in jail. Bull crap for nothing. So what I did was I downplayed. I said, let me...
He did reverse psychology on him.
Exactly. I reversed on him. Said, man, look, man, you tripping, man. We go, hey, okay, man. So I can go on and finish my day with my kids, and I didn't get arrested. So the lesson to be learned by that is, man, like I say, as black men, black kings, man, sometimes we're placed in situations and positions in which we have to play our hands a certain way. You know, we got to play our cards a certain way. This is why me being in so much survival mode as I am out here, dealing with the world and dealing with the streets, man, when I move, because I move a certain way. The same way I moved when I was in these streets, I move the same way today. Nothing different. All eyes on everything. When I roll, when I'm driving, all three mirrors. Center,
yeah, you
left,
taught me that to pay attention.
Right.
I remember I used to get in trouble. I really used to get in trouble because you would ask us while we driving, what freeway we on, Nina? What street is this? Where we just turned? And I would not know. But because of that, I thank you so much for that, Daddy. Because of that, to this day, I'm always paying attention to my surroundings. And everybody always say that. Like, you always looking around. Like, my daddy taught me pay attention to my surroundings. Anything can happen. A car could pull up right here and hit both of us and we dead.
That's right. So, and that...
It saved me through a lot of situations, too, paying attention.
It gives you that survival instance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like...
To be on your P's and Q's.
Yeah, I mean, you...
That makes sense?
Yeah,
It give you a little time to prepare yourself.
I mean, basically, it gives your mind enough time and your consciousness awareness to say, okay, do I run? Do I get out the way? Do I duck? Because if you see it coming. Why you think, for the most part, when people hear gunfire, what is their first reaction? They run.
Because they didn't see it coming.
You know what I mean? But if you can see it, now you know, okay, don't run my ass that way. Let me go jog this
like
way.
That day, remember that day that I wasn't supposed to go to that party?
Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta say it like that, Daddy? Okay, I know. That day I wasn't supposed to go. When everything happened, I was already paying attention because I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. So I'm like, I don't wanna be in no type of situation that's gonna get me caught up when I know I'm not supposed to be here in the first place. So because of that, I wasn't in a position to where I was gonna get hit with a bullet because I paid attention to the argument between them, and I made sure I got out the way. You get what I'm saying? Because I already felt like something was bound to happen because it was already getting too heated up. So I'm like, no, I gotta get from over here, get from right here, because I'm finna pop off. And then right when that happened, something popped off, and girlfriend could have been in the crossfire or that because she wasn't paying attention.
Well, there you have it, TV Land. We're about to close out on this segment. Today's been a good, special edition today, man. I just wanted to come in the studio today, man, and do this segment for you guys. Something real special, man. I'm about to drop these EPs in a minute on you. So get ready, get prepared, man. You are listening to the host, Nino Cappucino, Rules of Engagement, man. If you haven't tapped in and tuned in, man, go tap in and tune in, man, at Rules of Engagement, man. Also, go tune in and tap in at my Spotify, Encore, and Apple radio show, man. The links are at the bottom of the bio, man. Follow the links, push the link, go subscribe, man. Rules of Engagement radio show, Rules of Engagement podcast, man. I'm your host, Nino Cappucino. Riding shotgun with me is my daughter, man, my other half, man, Nina J.
Stay tuned for our podcast, too. Rebellious Teens coming soon.
You heard what she said, Rebellious Teens coming soon, man. We out
Sooner
here.
than later.